Hello, hello, happy Thursday. I hope you are having a great morning so far. My name is Lexi Olson. You can call me Alexis, Lex, just not Alex. It's okay if you forget that, but everyone always asks me what they should call me because I could go by a lot of different nicknames and I have over the last few years. Or like forever since the beginning of time. But anyway, I just wanted to hop on here and reintroduce myself to you. I know I have a lot of new friends on here from various fitness groups, various communities here on the internet, and I just wanted to tell a little bit of my story because one, it's really therapeutic for me and I love inspiring people. If you have been following me, you know that's my jam. So I really appreciate you for being on here live. And if you are live with me right now, please comment below #1. And if you're watching the replay, please comment below #SpiritualFitQueen. So I go by the Spiritual Fitness Queen. And I wanted to actually start with that. I wanted to open with that. So really quickly though, I have been sharing my health and fitness journey, my journey through recovery from drugs and alcohol, and my journey with spirituality on the internet for about 9 years now. And it started out as an accident, and I was really just sharing for myself and sharing to track my own accountability, my own progress, and share like what I was learning about nutrition. And I didn't realize that people were watching me. Like I just didn't understand the concept of social media. This was in about 2012 when Instagram first came out or like started getting traction. And so that's where my journey started, was on Instagram. And I was about 19 years old and I recommitted to my fitness journey, and I was really trying to get sober. And fitness had been something that was always a huge foundation in my life when I was growing up. So I played soccer for about 14 years, skied for 12 years, and started really falling in love with going to the gym, even though I didn't know what I was doing when I was a teenager. But I really got into lifting weights. And then when I became a teenager, or like when I became about 14, 15, my fitness and my sports and my soccer career really started to take a hard hit because I started using drugs and partying a lot and going out and getting blackout drunk on the weekends. And I didn't progress so much in as much as I could have with soccer, or with skiing, or with anything that was good for me because of my addiction. And when I was 19 years old, I was scrolling on Instagram and I just got really inspired by this one woman specifically who was sharing about clean eating, about nutrition, and she was working out again. And she was just like sharing her story and being really real and really vulnerable. And I gravitated to that so much because I had been through so much already by the age 19 that I was just looking for that light. I was just looking for somebody to tell me that I didn't have to keep going on the way I was going, that I didn't have to keep living the same life. I didn't have to be on the same trajectory that I was on. And I remember specifically one day I woke up and just looked at myself in the mirror and I felt nothing. Like I just felt totally numb in my body and in my life. And my next thought after that was, if I keep living the way I'm living in this addiction, I am not going to be proud of the woman who I become. And like that hit me really hard. And so I decided to start picking up weights again. And this was like a really kind of like lonely time in my life. Like I was pretty isolated. I had to be, because I had to cut a lot of people out of my life that were really unhealthy for me, that were using drugs and partying. I just completely cut myself off from all of that and really had this like introspective period of time in my life. And another thing that I really wanted to work on was my relationships, because I was just having like a lot of flings and a lot of really like unfulfilling experiences when it came to men. And so the next thing that happened after I started working out, I started eating clean, I started meal prepping, things I had no clue how to do. Like I knew nothing about it except what I was reading about on Instagram and Google. And the next thing that I did after like a really horrible, like someone pretty much ghosted me, and dropped all of my like clothes off in a plastic bag on my front door. And I was like, what is wrong? Like, why do I keep getting into these situations that just suck, just straight up suck? And so I remember throwing my body on the couch and just like rolling onto the couch and going onto psychologytoday.com and finding a therapist. So that was like the beginning of my self-growth journey at 19 years old. I realized there was a lot of things from my childhood that I wanted to unpack that maybe had a little bit to do with why I was using drugs and why I was finding all these different ways to escape that were ultimately really hurting me and really damaging me and leaving me to feel more alone and more worthless than ever before, when really what I was looking for was connection and love and happiness, and I was just looking for it in all of the wrong places. So I got sick and tired of myself. I got sick and tired of my fucking lifestyle, and I made a change. And so for me, in that moment, I knew that I had to put my energy into something else. And I knew that what I could control, because I still had so much bullshit to unpack with my behavior and the choices that I made, but I knew that if I poured into my health and fitness and I made that a priority, I could measure that and I could get better with something. I could get better in something in my life. And it started to give me more courage to show up for myself and be vulnerable in therapy. It started giving me more courage to make different friends or take the suggestions my therapists were giving me. And at that time, I actually got involved in my first business, in my first online business. And let me tell you, like, I needed that so badly because I had nobody. I was so alone. I didn't know how to make healthy relationships in person. And so I really leaned into this online community that I had found. And there were a ton of amazing women, and they were saying things like, you know, who you were yesterday doesn't define who you can be today. And I was like, shit, like, are you serious? Because I was so stuck in a rut because I was defining myself by all of the things I had done in my past and thought I genuinely thought that was who I was. And even though I didn't want to be that way, I didn't think that there was any way out. I didn't have any hope. And so I started working a business. And so the message that I want to give you today is that you are not, like, you don't necessarily have to even love yourself to give something to somebody else. And so for me, I found a lot of self-love for myself and found a lot of relief from depression and anxiety and drug addiction. Not saying this should be your only solution, because I did end up getting like professional help, but I did find it was one aspect or one outlet that really helped those other things. And so, yeah, I do believe that you can start like holding space for other people even while you are going through your own mess, because Lord knows I still have my own mess in different ways. I have different problems today. And that's one thing that I really strive for, is to have new problems and make new mistakes, because we're all going to keep making mistakes. We're all going to have new areas and that we need to grow in our life. And so I celebrate those things. I celebrate when I'm making new mistakes, because I know that means that I'm growing. So that was about 9 years ago. And I really got bit by the entrepreneur bug. And being an addict, being a rebel my whole life, I have not really liked having jobs. I started getting tattoos because I didn't want to be employable. I at one point wanted to get a neck tattoo to like really solidify that I couldn't get employed. But ever since I got that entrepreneur bug, ever since I was bit by that bug, I couldn't forget it. And I couldn't let go of that high that I got from making my first sale and knowing I was helping someone and actually doing something that was legitimate and genuine, just by sharing my story, just by sharing my truth, just by sharing the ups and downs and the imperfect parts of getting back into shape. And when I first started, I didn't even have weight to lose. In fact, I probably needed to gain a little bit of weight. So my journey has taken many different avenues. There's been times where I've been 40, 50 pounds overweight. There's been times where I was a little underweight. There's been times where I was at a good weight. but I just kept sharing it because it's never just been about the weight. It's always been about that inner transformation for me. And so now today I got laid off recently because of, a lot of people got laid off, and I got laid off in July. And since the beginning of this year, around February, March, I started recommitting to my health and fitness business. I started recommitting to showing up on social media and telling my story because I get so much out of it. And it's a very selfish thing. Like, I love going live. I love, I love building a community. I love attracting like-minded people. It fills me up so much. And so I started recommitting that because it was something that I had turned down, and my spirituality and all of my beliefs around law of attraction and manifesting and really like changing your self-talk and your language and affirming things to yourself. I really dialed that down because I was in a relationship with someone who didn't believe in that stuff, which was totally fine, but I started adopting like his beliefs, and I got really unhappy. And turns out he wasn't happy either. And so I got really sick of being this other person, and I was not myself at all. And so come March, I was like, I can't do this anymore. I have to start being myself again. I have to start showing up because that's who I am. That's what I like to do. That's a skill set that I've learned to enjoy over the last 9 years. It didn't happen all at once. It was very uncomfortable at first, but then I started liking it after a few years. And so I'm so glad that I stuck with it, because when I recommitted to my online fitness business in March, I started getting online clients. I started coaching people one-on-one on the things that had worked for me and on things that I had learned from my one-on-one coach that I hired to get the results that I've gotten. And it's been such a blessing to be able to pay that forward and help coach other women on this internal transformation by focusing on what they can control, which is what you put in your body and how you move your body. And sometimes no matter what no matter what we have going on in life, that is all we can control. And I really am proud of myself for being able to walk through chaos and still making those things a priority in my life, because my mental health is important to me. And I know when that slips, I really start to not like myself, because I start slipping back into those old behaviors of trying to please everybody, trying to make everybody happy. And I'm just too old for that shit. Like, to be frank with you, like, I'm just too tired of doing that. So today, it's been almost a year since I recommitted to my business. I also have a thriving community of people who I help, and there's a ton of other leaders in that group that help them as well, help inspire them with their own story. And we're just really helping people wake up to a better way, and a way that is, and really just helping them find their better and their best selves, and helping them find their truth, whatever that looks like for them, like on an individual, unique level. And I've been doing this full time. So when I found out that I was getting laid off in July, I was like, oh shit, which is really funny, because I had like proclaimed that I would be quitting my corporate job in 2020. And in July, actually it was June 15th, they told us in 30 days we would be getting laid off, and we could either take the severance, which was not a lot for me because I hadn't really worked there that long, only like, I think it was almost 2 years, or we could choose to work from home for 40 hours a week, doing call center work on the phone. And I've done call center work in the past, and I told myself I wouldn't go back to it, and I ended up going back to it one time before, like 5 years ago, and I just made a promise to myself that I would never do that again, because, and if you have to, like, I get it, but I had to take that risk, and it was a risk that I was able to take. I do make much smarter financial decisions and risks today, because I hate having to, like, I don't ever want to be I don't ever want what I do to be about me being able to pay my bills. When it comes to business and when it comes to leading this passion-led business, I don't want it to be about that. So I was fortunate enough to have been saving a lot of the money I had been making from my online business that I started back again in March. So I had like plenty of savings. I took the severance, turned down that call center job. I just couldn't imagine working in my apartment full time for 40 hours a week, because my boyfriend also works from home full time. and we don't have like a huge apartment. It's a 1-bedroom apartment, and we're getting a bigger place. I can't wait. But yeah, so I've just been really committed to pouring into my business and been making it work ever since July 15th when we got laid off. And it's been such a blessing I've noticed there's a lot of people that are realizing they weren't happy with what they were doing before. And so they're making those like small investments every day into being able to do what they love instead. And so I feel really close to that movement and close to, I hold that very dearly for people who are wanting to make that happen for themselves. So yeah, I've just been investing a lot in learning how to be a better leader, how to coach people better, how to share my truth better. And so part of that is just getting on here and sharing my story. And yeah, things are going really well. We have a lot of customers. I'm really excited about the product that I use every single day. It's really unique. It's not a gimmick. Like, I've never been about that stuff. And I've been on a real health and fitness journey, and I need to have something that's sustainable and that's holistic and that makes me feel good from the inside out. And for me, it's like a bad place if I get into those quick fixes, because again, I just feel too old for that stuff, and I just want to do things the right way today. Even if I'm tempted to do things not so right or not so healthy, I have a great support system that can keep me in check, that lets me bounce ideas off of them, and they give me suggestions and I take them. And what I have noticed is my life has never gotten worse from taking their suggestions. So I continue to listen. I continue to be coachable myself. And I know like I can be the student and the teacher. And it's just been such a beautiful experience being a part of this business and a part of this company that I get to partner with. So it's not like one of the businesses that I'm involved in, I do 2 things, right? So I do network marketing, which I'm so fired up about. I love network marketing because I love helping other people make money. And then I also have some one-on-one clients that I coach with their health and fitness and do like customized meal plans, customized at home or at the gym workouts. And specifically with like the network marketing thing, I just love being a part of a group. And the other thing that I really love about it is there's no overhead. So I like being able to give that piece to people, because I want to empower people to realize that you don't have to have anything at all to get started. Like, you don't have to have anything to start a business. And the network marketing industry is the only industry that really offers that. And so that's why I'll forever be grateful and involved in it. And anytime I've tried to stop doing network marketing, I just can't. I just love it so much. And I love specifically the team that I'm a part of, because they're all about like having good energy more so than like trying to like be pushy or manipulative or salesy. And so we've just got a really good thing going here. And I just want to thank you all for being a part of my journey and for following me and for liking and commenting. Your support means so much to me. And yeah, I'm just here to uplift people and connect people to things that really work and help them and support them on their journey to better, whatever that looks like. So that's where I'm at. I've been doing this full time for half a year now. Like, what the heck? I never thought that it would be possible, but I just kept plugging away. I just didn't give up. I never let the results that I was receiving in the beginning reflect my belief in what I was doing. And so that's been a huge thing, including with my weight loss journey. I just kept believing with every single part of my being, and it's starting to pay off slowly but surely. And so I'm really excited for what's going to happen in 2021. I know it's going to be explosive. I know it's going to be better than I could ever imagine. And I invite you to be a part of that. If you're looking for a community, if you're looking for something to uplift your mental health, uplift your finances, uplift your health and fitness journey, I think I might have said that already, then please hit me up. Please don't hesitate to reach out. I'm a very open person and can meet people where they're at. So let me know if you're open to chatting more about anything that I just talked about, whether it's my one-on-one coaching or getting involved in a business opportunity. It's a good thing that we got going on here. So don't miss out. Don't say no just because you have hesitation. I had a lot of doubt in the beginning. I was super skeptic, didn't want to get scammed, all of those things. And all I can say, the truth that I can say about it, is I spent a lot of years living a life that was not authentic, and that was just about hurting people and ultimately in return hurting myself. And I'm not available for any of that kind of stuff anymore. So this is the real deal. We have a lot of fun, and to me, I'm highly motivated by having fun, because if you're not, like, what's the point? So anyway, I just wanted to update you on my journey and share kind of more of a backstory of how I got here. So I really thank you so much for tuning in, and if you wouldn't mind commenting, giving me some hearts, that really helps me. And please share this video out, because I know a lot of people are struggling in a lot of those areas. So sharing is caring. Please comment below the word shared after you've shared this video onto your page. And you never know who might see it, who's really looking for something like this, because that's how I got started, by some random chick on the internet preaching her truth, giving me inspiration, and breathing new life into me. So again, I'm the spiritual fitness queen, Lexi Olson. Thanks so much for tuning in, and I will see you soon. Bye.